Welcome to the preview of the Magnus Carlsen Chess Tour Finals. Well, a tour that began in April is finally coming to an end. And throughout the period of lockdown all over the world, when the sporting activities came to a standstill, chess with this tour showed that things could go on despite all the challenges, and chess, of course, having the advantage of being a very internet-friendly sport that actually gained in terms of popularity with the best names, some of the finest brains in the world coming together to show that, well, all was not lost in the world of sports. So chess gained through this tour, and that's why, irrespective of who wins over the next 1 week, this tour is going to be remembered for getting the belief of the people back on track that chess is one sport that can survive a lot of challenges, including something like the pandemic that we are currently going through. So it was a great idea to keep the interest of the chess lovers alive with this tour, and it was Magnus Carlsen who very happily lent his name. There were a lot of promoters who got behind this event. 4 events were planned, and out of which each event actually, 4 events were planned, and each event had a theme, and Magnus Carlsen ended up winning 3 out of the 4. Daniil Dubov was the other player to win at least one title. No other player could add to the list of the winners there. So eventually, after 4 dramatic events and a very nail-biting semifinals, at least one of them, we have reached this point. So what do we have? We have Magnus Carlsen, the world champion, the eternal favorite in the world of chess, taking on the world's #1 player in blitz, Hikaru Nakamura. Now Nakamura, on his part, it must be said, that has been one of the most consistent players on this tour. He has played the semifinals of almost every event that he has played, couple of finals, but he's yet to win a title. So he will be hoping that since the law of averages is firmly in his favor, he can turn the tide. But he's up against the man who's considered the best in the world. So before we go any further into the kind of play that we are likely to witness, let's just take a quick look at the tail of the tape. If we go by the track record of 2020 online games, then both are quite evenly matched. Although they've played 3 times, Magnus Carlsen has won twice. But the victory that came Nakamura's way came after a dramatic fashion, because he lost the first set and then went on to win the next. And the final game was the tie-breaking or the title-deciding Armageddon game. So there was a takeaway for Nakamura, and Magnus Carlsen understands that Hikaru Nakamura has the ability to beat him. So for now, the track record or the head-to-head records may not carry much meaning when the two clash over the best of 7 finals beginning from Friday. But there was something that Magnus Carlsen knows, and he kept saying that, look, he played so well on the tour, so he deserves to be there. So Magnus Carlsen showed a lot of respect for Nakamura there. And Nakamura in turn said that what really sets Carlsen apart from the rest of the crowd is that ability to do these small things slightly better. For example, he said when it comes to defending, he said, look, I defend very well, and I know that a lot of games I win because I defend well, but then Carlsen does it slightly better. Then it comes to playing the end games and trying to get that advantage out of an equal end game. He said, I do it well, but Carlsen does it a shade better. So there was acknowledgement of Magnus Carlsen's ability to just find that winning difference when everything looks equal. So a lot of mutual respect there. But once the games start, they will go at each other's throat. I mean, there will be no quarters given, of course, none asked for, but it'll be there. I mean, you can feel the intensity when these two players meet, and both players enjoy huge social media following. There'll be fans having their own little clashes or call it, like banter or something. But then this goes on throughout the matches when these two people are involved. So plenty of action. And remember, this tour began with the first match involving Magnus Carlsen and Nakamura. And it is only fitting that these two people are going to close this tour, $1 million tour. So two great players playing very consistently. They know each other's style very well. Both are good when it comes to their opening preparation. So what we are going to see is a lot of battle of wits, whether who is going to take the other player out of the opening preparation at the earliest. So that will be a little battle within the battle. Next one would be the ability to play the dry positions better, because both are creative, both know each other's strength. So it is just about making it slightly more difficult for the opponent. So if Nakamura manages to do that, and knowing that a lot of errors are creeping into Magnus Carlsen's games in the recent past, especially as Ding Liren showed the other day, that should give a lot of confidence to Nakamura, because Nakamura, on the other hand, except a couple of games, he was pretty flawless against Daniil Dubov. So looking at the very recent form, Nakamura has every reason to feel more confident. But it'll be foolish to discount even a percentage of Magnus Carlsen's chances, because he's so solid. He can change gears very easily, and he knows that the stakes are high, and he's going to be really well prepared, because one could see that he was tired on the last day of his match against Ding, and he was looking forward to this day's rest. So Thursday's rest should help Carlsen. And remember, Nakamura has had a 2-day rest, and he didn't play the previous tournament like Magnus. So he's better rested, better prepared. But Carlsen is Carlsen. And that's what makes him so different. He has this ability to recover pretty fast. He can pull out magic in situations where it looks pretty dull and drab, and then he suddenly finds the winning continuation, which his opponent so often miss. So a lot of action, a lot of thrill is expected out of these best of 7. Now, what are these two players playing for, except the fact that pride is obviously always at stake? But besides that, the first prize is $140,000. Now, the difference between the first and the second prize is a whopping $60,000. So there's a lot of stake, even when you look at what is on offer. Despite, of course, I mean, we know that two of the finest players are not looking at the prize money alone, but it is there. It is there for them to play for, and obviously that matters. So plenty of action, plenty of things at stake. So let's wait and watch how the drama unfolds. I'll be back tomorrow with the highlights of set 1 of the final.